Okay.
Welcome to the City Advertising and Promotion Commission Workshop for November the 9th, 5 p.m. at the auditorium. First thing we have on our agenda is the marketing support program. I just asked Madison to give us an update on how much money we started with for the year, how much money we've spent, how much money is more allocated, and then we can give her feedback on maybe what we want to do for next year. So I'm going to let you start.
Yeah, so I'll just give you the facts.
Pull your mic up, please. Thank you.
Better.
Yeah.
Originally,
Thank you.
the 2022 budget had $70,000 in marketing support. You have approved $59,440. At our last budget meeting, we changed the $70,000 to $40,000. Currently, we've only spent $30,000. There's a few things we're still waiting on. So recently, the commission just approved 2 events from Lazy Moffett, Heart of Eureka, and the Jeep Jingling Parade. Those are both $2,000 each. We're still waiting on some invoices from Diversity Weekend. And then potentially, there's a little bit of money left over from Jeep Jam that I'm waiting on some info before we reimburse that. So there's probably still about a little less than $10,000 that will come through, we think, before the end of the year. So you'll probably hit right at $40,000 for the year.
Can I ask questions?
Mm-hmm.
Pull your mic up, please. There you go.
Hello. So when are most of these repeating events? Or will be?
Yes.
So what's,
No, I just was going to say, I think the only one that, there's 2 or 3 that the CAPC has not funded in the past or helped marketing with in the past. But I think almost all of them are repeat events, yes,
So
for the city.
we have guidelines. You didn't have those. I wonder if
I don't have them in front of me. I
Molly
can get some.
You think you could get them to print those real fast?
I can ask. I don't think they're down there, but I
We
can.
have guidelines, and in the guidelines, it's 3 years. I'm trying to go off our memory. You were involved. Were you involved with the guideline changes that we did this year?
No.
I think it's 3 years. We support event for 3 years.
Yes.
And then after that, we kind of expect them to be on their own,
okay.
right? But let's get those. If we can get them printed, not get them.
But it's not an automatic renewal. We go through
Oh, every year.
and we
Yeah.
look at,
So-
what they brought in, hopefully.
Yeah,
or
they have-
not.
They bring in their projections, and we
Yeah.
look at what they've done. Here's the thing, like, when I became a commissioner in 2019, we pretty much did all of the marketing support in the first couple of months. Like, we looked at them really, for most of the year, we looked at them in the first few months. And then last year and this year, we kind of just took them as people requested them. But I don't know if that program actually, did it really work as we needed it to? Because a lot of people were dragging their feet because we were taking them every month,
Yeah,
and people were really dragging their feet, and they were getting them to us too late.
So I will tell you, logistically, it is hard on the office, the way we did it this year, just because it's a constant, like you're saying, like constantly people will be requesting or, again, dragging their feet, getting it to us. And then what I do is I set up a meeting with them to go over the guidelines before it even comes to you guys. I go over the guidelines, I go over their request. Inevitably, they have changes they have to make on their request due to our guidelines. Then they come back, it's kind of a process. And then we meet once a month. So at the next available meeting, we put it on the agenda. But all of those things have to happen before it gets put on the agenda. And then also we require them, again, it's not right in front of me, but we require them it has to be approved by the commission 3 months before their event dates for proper advertising.
At least.
Yeah.
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 Encourage even before that.
So what did you do before?
Well, so before we did, and I wish Terry was here because he has a lot of experience in the commission before I came on it, but we really did all of them in January or February. We took pretty much all the requests, and that was for most of the year, and we allocated money right then at one meeting. We did it all in one meeting. That's what we did in 2019. So here's my question for you guys, just to give them feedback so we can we started with 70K. We really only allocated 59, is that right?
So you have approved year-to-date 59,000.
Right.
What has been spent is 30.
What's been spent is 30.
So they don't always use the total amount that is approved.
Right. What number do we want to try to allocate for next year? And then do we want to try to do a public notice that says we're going to take marketing support in these months and open it up in the first of the month, and maybe open it up in the summer? How do we do this?
My experience was the same way every month, but I don't know what the back end, how taxing that was on them. I like the idea of spreading it out more, maybe quarterly or even by where it's approved,
Mark?
I agree.
So maybe we pick,
Yeah.
maybe we pick certain months that we're going to do it, and we say January, we're going to take marketing support requests we're going to take them to the commission in January. Maybe we do them again.
Yeah, I
What do
think,
you guys think?
That way they're not staggering in, right? That way.
Yeah, because then it
It's
feels
not
like
every month.
Right, we're giving them windows, get your stuff ready, get it to us, because we kind of gave them this open window, and they just felt like they could come
Right.
at the last minute, and then it just really
I
didn't
think
give
if you
us
do it
enough.
once, you're going to limit yourself.
Yeah, you can't
You
do
at
it
least
twice.
need to do it twice.
At least twice.
I think, I can't remember if it was Fayetteville or Rogers. They do it either quarterly or biannually. And so if you're doing quarter one, you're approving quarter two, or if you,
Or further out.
or further out. And I was actually on the phone with JR this morning. I should have asked him. But,
They should be doing like 2 quarters,
yeah,
to really plan something well
yeah, I agree.
and get it approved and all that.
So you could do something, we could make it like that where you have, your March meeting or whatever meeting you want to do it as is your big marketing funding support
Why don't
request
you-
meetings.
Why don't you, I know you're busy, why don't you just reach out to maybe JR or somebody and say,
Yeah.
and then put together a schedule. I would think that the most we'd want to do is 3 a year, right? 3 times.
What would you do if there is a last minute thing, 'cause you know it's going to probably happen? So somebody approaches something,
It's just so hard to help them when it's last minute because we just can't get enough marketing out there to even help their event. I mean,
Right.
that's the problem, is that it's, and this is marketing support. We're trying to help, provide support for their events. So
Well, if you back up from like February, January, probably not going to be a whole lot of requests. So go back, December, so then come back October, September. So like August, September would be the latest you'd want to have your last request, you know what I mean? So maybe you only do it twice.
twice a year,
Yeah,
Probably August, I would
like
say.
well, August
You
is
could
like
do it,
February or March and then August.
you could do it in February, so you're hitting
But be
all the
warning.
summer things.
Try to warn
The-
people.
The difficulty with February is if Mardi Gras, their event's almost over by the time, it's middle of their event by the time February gets here.
Yes, they have
We've-
told me that they're not going to request funds for 2023, though.
Okay, so that's not an issue. Okay.
But, yeah. And we could, there's nothing that, to Mark's point, that says if someone has an emergency, like, let's say it was,
If it's
just
legitimate.
hypothetically, it was March and August, and someone comes in December and says, hey, we got a big Valentine's thing we really want to do.
Yeah. I'm not against that at all. I just think that
We could always-
if we could help them know these are the months, I think it would help the community be
right,
more
it would
prepared.
definitely help and help these.
Because ultimately what happens is that they just kind of wait. They're like, I got plenty of time. And really they don't. They need to, the sooner the better, for how we operate, right? So, okay. Or just work up a little bit of a plan to amend those, because we can't approve it here. But let's look at it again. Let's amend maybe the actual guidelines. So the guidelines would say these months we're going to look at. And then we'll bring that back to the commission, and see what they think.
Yeah, I'll call JR, Molly, and Kayleen.
Yeah.
And ask them. I've talked to them a little bit, but not extensively. I'll ask them what their program looks like.
Anything else on marketing support?
No, I don't think so.
IT security proposal, that's this computer hut. Excuse me. Tell us about this, Madison.
We've just identified that we need a good IT support and security solution company. The city uses Computer Hut, They are easy, they've been easy to work with. The process of getting this proposal was easy. They seem to know what they're doing. Again, they work with the city, so they understand municipalities. So you can see what they're going to offer us as far as services go, managed services on the second page. And then their recommendations. It's like an all-encompassing IT support company. They'll be on call for us to ask them to help us do anything.
So I just noticed server. I mean, does this have anything to do with the website?
Our website is not on the server that it is referring to. We have a server in the office that holds our, like, QuickBooks. But actually, after talking to them, they kind of, and again, I am not an IT person, so forgive me, they kind of seem to think that we don't need the server that we have. They seem to think that we should be able to do it in a shared drive that can be backed up every day. Currently, Scott manually backs it up every day, but it sounds like we don't even really need the actual server that we have in the office. It's not acting as what a server should be acting as. It's kind of acting as like storage almost,
Right.
in my opinion. That's how I understand it. So it seems like we won't even need that anymore. They're going to try and migrate it to a shared drive.
That makes
So
sense.
so the last page is our monthly cost, and that includes $200 for them to manage that server, which they don't think we need. So if they come in and we all decide we don't need it, it'll be $200 less than the monthly fee they have on there.
So what's a remote location?
I'm sorry?
What's remote location?
So we can remote into QuickBooks.
Okay. So,
Right now, the QuickBooks account we have, we can't, it can only be accessed through Scott's computer, just because it's an outdated software, it sounds like to me. And so what they'll do is they'll update us on a better application for QuickBooks. And so we'll be able to, like, I already have a password, but I will be able to, from my computer, remote into the QuickBooks application.
so do you know if it's like a VPN?
It's,
Because
I don't,
I would think there'd be security issues.
yes, they're very big on security. So,
I think they're providing security in this.
yeah, they're
package.
applying a bunch of security
That's
to
part of
our
the package, I think.
Wi-Fi networks and things like that.
But this is still not QuickBooks Online. This is still QuickBooks in the server, right? It's not an
Yes, that's my
online-
understanding.
Right, it's not QuickBooks Online.
They said that they could move us to QuickBooks Online, but I think it would be better if we stayed with QuickBooks.
I highly recommend not.
Yeah. They actually said the same thing. They said they didn't recommend that we move to QuickBooks Online because
No.
it's a different platform,
Yeah.
and that it does not work well.
And you can lose everything.
Well, right.
I found out.
Oh, congratulations. What do you guys think? I mean, obviously, this gets everybody a secure email, right? Would
So
that include commissioners? Commissioners would all get an email too?
we can, yeah, we can easily do
So
that.
we would all get a secure email, it would always go, those would always be stored on the server, correct?
Yeah, they'll also migrate us. So right now, our email address is @eurekasprings.org is through cPanel. And that's like again, an email server base. And they'll migrate that to Microsoft 365. So it'll be a lot easier for us to manage. And, I mean, we can manage it now, it's just not very user-friendly.
If we do this, will this eliminate another company that we're already using?
Yes,
And how much does that cost?
$400 a month.
So we're already paying 400 for.
But they don't offer any security.
Right. This
So-
would be a big upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're going from 5 to 10,000 for, I mean, is there anything more than security?
Support, I would say, is a really big deal. There's no one on staff at the city or for us that we can call if we have any issues with our computers at all.
Support would be big.
So the
So
support.
who do you pay the 400 to? The city?
The what, I'm sorry?
The city?
Do we pay what to the city?
The company that we're currently using now.
Oh, no, they just host they help us host our websites and like our domains and things like that. That's all they do.
But that's all going away.
Yes, so Computer Hut will take that over.
Does Eureka not have its own IT? No?
No.
So the city uses Computer Hut as
Okay.
This is
their
who they
IT
use.
solutions.
Feedback? Good idea, bad idea? You want to look at it more?
I don't think it's a bad idea. I just, for some reason, think it's expensive.
It does seem expensive.
It's 10 grand.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I mean, it's like 400 more, right?
Yes, they do, they'll, I mean, it's nice that they're offering IT support. That's one of the bigger things, and of course, security. But one of the bigger things is just that we can call someone during working hours if we have issues with anything. Right now, it's me.
Is there a limit on that support to where you have to pay more, or is it, do you
If
know?
if for after hours we have an emergency, if it's after 5 o'clock, I think they charge us extra. But I mean,
Okay.
currently, support-wise, we don't have any issues like that. We could.
So the current one, there is no security. Is that what the extra?
I mean, there are things we have, like on our Wi-Fi network, that Cox has set up for us, but it's not extensive, like what we need. What is preferable for a municipality, we need to have more
More security.
than we have.
Okay.
Well, if you're remoting in, to me, that seems like a big deal, because you've got taxpayer info and vendor info,
Yeah.
I would think, in your QuickBooks.
They seem to think that it was pretty common, but I'll ask
I don't
more
know,
about
I'm
it.
just,
Well, I mean, if we
coming
could-
from the corporate world, like,
Yeah.
they were
Yeah.
real against us
Yeah.
doing that where I was.
Yeah. Is that
Just-
needed?
I mean, no, not necessarily. I mean, sometimes it would nice to have an option if for some reason I'm off-site and I need to get, it's not common that that ever happens, but it was just if there are no security issues, it's a nice add-on just in case if I'm traveling for work or something like that and I need to have access to it, or for some reason Scott can't make it into the office and he needs to use his laptop at home,
And I know
which
Scott
currently just
does.
doesn't happen. He just comes in.
Yeah.
So EINs and social security numbers and things are into this that it's protecting, right, for the business owners?
Yeah,
Okay.
we're protecting their information. I'm for it. I think I might want to get rid of the remote location to start with, just to reduce the cost.
Yeah.
And the server may reduce the cost. That's, because that doesn't make sense to even have a server.
Well,
All you
me either.
need's-
I don't think so either. I don't
Hard drives
fully
are cheap.
understand what the reason would be that we have a server in the
Yeah.
first place. And then when I got onto it, it hosts QuickBooks, essentially, is my understanding. And then there's like a shared drive on it.
Yeah.
And
So
where
if-
we found like assets and documentation and things like that. So it seems like maybe the previous staff used it for essentially a shared drive.
Right.
And
Probably-
so,
Probably started when storage was a little more expensive.
Yes.
Yeah. Now
So-
it's cheap.
Yeah.
I think it will be nice if we could get rid of it and not have to worry about that physical server in the office anymore.
So you want to see if we could get rid of the server in the remote location and then go with the rest of it?
Yeah.
That
I'm
seems
down
like
for
a
that.
pretty good deal for us to upgrade, get security, make sure we're safe and we're secure. You guys, what do you guys think? And then you want to bring it back to us
Yes, I can do that.
and just see?
Maybe you get more like answers on the security part
Okay.
of the
Yeah.
remote login part.
There were some additional, they were talking about their firewall services and things like that, that I asked them to send me more information on, and when I get that, I'll send it to you guys.
Good, yeah.
Okay, anything else about that? I like it. I think we need more security, and so I think it's well worth the move. Office coordinator, tell us what this is about, and I see we've got a job description here.
Yeah, so Libby is leaving us, she's moving on, so that means we need to fill the office coordinator position. This is the job description. It's the job description that we made when we hired Libby, so I haven't changed anything because I don't really think the description needs to change. Essentially, this person answers phone calls, she greets our visitors, she manages incoming and outgoing correspondence, essentially. She also works heavily in the ticketing system when needed, so, among many other things. But those are kind of the big deal. And I just wanted to know if you guys thought there should be any changes to the job description.
Yeah, that's what I was looking over. You guys see anything on here you think needs to be added or changed? It looks okay to me.
No, I think it looks good.
So what I'll do, I'll put this out and advertise it for,
And that's a 30-day, we have to do.
I think it's 30 days.
We have to do a 30-day. I think this looks okay, and I don't see any reason to nitpick it
Yep.
for that position.
It's full-time, by the way, too.
It's, yeah, it's full-time. And it's 16 to 18 bucks an hour, right? Is that, okay.
Yes.
We didn't require any person to live actually in town, or, I mean, we didn't, there was none of that. I don't remember.
No,
you
I
talking
mean, no,
about-
we
I don't think we
didn't,
did.
but, I mean, if someone lived over an hour away or something like that, I think we should consider that probably wouldn't work, but,
Yeah,
no.
okay. Chris wanted to add something about what audio recordings.
Can I ask real quick, while we're on personnel,
Yeah.
when do we get the job description for the auditorium person?
The auditorium director?
Yeah.
I've been working on it. I've been kind of working on it in tandem with the budget because it really depends on how much, what the salary range is we want to do. I can bring it to the next meeting if you guys are ready for it.
And look, if you have input for that, when you come in and meet with.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Come and meet with Madison, give her.
I'll send
your
you what I have.
Individually. Yeah,
I would love your input.
okay.
And the budget is next month? We see?
We'll see the budget
Start
whenever it's
rough
ready.
draft?
Yeah.
Yeah?
We kind of got caught in the, I was out, Scott was out. We're trying to get caught back up. Audio, video recording for meetings. but-
Oh, yeah, my question was, because I know we didn't in Bentonville and Rogers record the A and P meetings, like video. So is that a legal requirement?
To my knowledge, we do not have to film
Yeah.
meetings. We do have to record the meetings. Actually, I don't even think we have to record
did-
workshops.
We did
Workshops,
minutes.
I don't think so.
We did minutes. Is that what we're talking
We
about?
do, I do the minutes now, or the secretary does, and then
And we invited the press.
I think we
course,
have to
it's
audio,
public.
I think I think we have to audio record it, though.
Why don't you just find out for us?
But
Yeah.
I will find out, yes. I'll find the law.
I'm just curious if that can be something we can discuss,
Yeah. Let's put that.
whether we want
let's-
to do or not.
Yeah, let's put it in for the next workshop, for sure. And let's workshop that next month. Mark, did you have anything else?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I do want to ask about, I just stuck it on here if you guys don't mind, security cameras for the auditorium. Did we had this conversation at one point.
Yeah.
What are we at with that?
So,
I know this is totally, so if you don't have anything, just tell me you don't have.
No.
Because I don't want you to be prepared.
I don't have anything to give you right now, but I did, before we really started the renovations in the basement, probably almost this time last year, I had Arkansas Security come out and do an assessment of the building. And we decided to wait because I didn't know what the basement was going to look like yet, and I wanted to include it. So now that it's finished, well, it's essentially finished,
Yeah.
I know it's time. Scott and I actually just talked about this today. So I think it's going to be pretty pricey.
Well, can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
So I'd go to Finger Hut, or
Okay.
what were they called? Was that the name? Computer Hut. You know,
I really wrote it down.
There is a
Finger Hut, go to Finger Hut.
I was like,
There is a
okay.
finger hut.
And then call Computer Hut from Finger Hut, but I would call.
This is being recorded, by the way.
Yeah, I know, right? So, and that's exactly why I don't think we should video this stuff, is me. They can do IP cameras, and they can set up, they can do that.
They probably could.
Oh, I guarantee
But
you.
they have to have a security license to be able to do that. But they may have a security license, I
Oh,
don't
no,
know.
I didn't know
Why
that.
don't you just ask them if they have a security
Yeah.
license to be able to add security cameras to the facility?
Is that a municipal requirement?
No.
Yeah, in the state of Arkansas, I think you have to have a security license
Yeah,
to,
if
to
you're
put
talking about-
security cameras
Yeah.
on, to install security cameras, you have to have a security license in the state of Arkansas.
Wow, I learned something.
Yeah.
So I will do.
And these are for the interior, is that what you're,
Yeah, so I want cameras interior and exterior, if we can do it. I haven't asked the city if there's an issue with us putting it on the exterior since it's a historical building, but I don't think there should be. But,
Interior, they can only be in public places, of course.
Yeah.
Can't be placed in any areas that would be private.
actually, there can't be audio either, I don't
Audio,
think.
you have to check. There are laws and stuff that will do that.
It has to just be
Yeah.
visual, but yes. And that's why you get someone licensed.
Yeah, it's why you hire a licensed company to do it. They know what they're doing, and they'll put it in, and it'll be secure and safe, and then we can monitor and see.
since it's recorded, I mean, it's monitored, it's not, somebody's not watching, it's just recorded,
It's
monitoring?
recording. That way, if we ever have an incident, we can always pull up the
Look
footage
back,
and say, hey, this is what happened, this is, we have cameras on all of our facilities. We watch, traffic or parking or whatever.
If I can fit it in this year's budget, I would like to do it this year. I
Yeah.
just don't know if I can. Because I think with the basement, it's going to be pretty pricey. Without the
I-
basement, I think it was like $18,000 to $20,000. So I
We have
assume it'll be
Money for
quite a bit.
security cameras? Maybe? You look into that for us?
So a question on that track, this is just what I heard, working at different hotels, I've worked where we had security cameras, and I've worked where we actually didn't, and maybe it's an excuse, but then risk management would say, well, we don't have them because then it's just more liability, because then we actually have footage of things that happen, and I don't know, I'm just curious what the...
I think there are liabilities both ways, and the nice thing about a camera is it always tells the truth.
Yeah.
Right? And so if you have a situation where two people get in a fight,
Yeah.
you actually can see what happened.
I will tell you that I was just talking to our ABC agent the other day, and his recommendation was if we could put them inside and outside, it's a really good idea for the, just
Alcohol.
for the alcohol.
Yeah.
Because if something happens
Yeah.
and, for example,
There's
someone's.
a record of it. And
Yes.
it's just, the truth is the truth. You just get the truth.
Yeah.
I didn't think about alcohol.
Yeah, so it's,
Yeah.
the liability side probably leans towards having
Having
cameras,
it.
as not to having cameras, in just my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't-
with concerts. And,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, you want to know what's going on.
it's not church services. so-
Yeah.
Yeah, we try to be pretty secure with the concerts. We have police officers here, so we tend to not have any trouble. And if we do, it's
Right.
done,
But it happens.
because we have them here. But we need to have the extra layer of protection probably with security cameras.
Smart.
What else do you guys have?
Well, that's it for me.
That's it for me.
Anything else?
Oh, I invite everybody to the Folk Festival. You should all come. The Folk Fair is free from 10 to 3 every day in the basement of the auditorium, and we have free music during the Folk Fair every day from 11 to 3 in the basement. And then every night we have ticketed events Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We're really excited, and you all should go see the basement after you leave. I'll take you down there.
I'm booked full and got a waiting list for it, so yay.
Good.
Okay, that's it, guys. We're dismissed. Thank you.
I actually have, if you guys will take them before you leave, I have handouts of the schedule, if you guys will take them and put them
Yeah.
in the business.
Absolutely.
So we had our own IT departments that installed our own cameras, so that's how they got it. They didn't need a security.
do that.
If it's yourself.
See, I installed
Yeah,
do that, but.
I didn't realize that one.
that makes
was
sense for your installing.
But I'm telling you, boom, 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 I keep getting calls.
Commercially.
I think it'll be really good, and I'm really excited for the basement this year.
was like, wow.